Okay, we're gonna give this a shot. Hi, everybody. They take longer to make in terms of man hours, in terms of times per production. It's been 8 years since the last Grand Theft Auto game. I doubt they've been in steady production. And a reason of that is because the AAA game industry is tough. And so if they can make the same amount of money with GTA Online, even though a lot of us don't want that, they're going to do that. And I want more AAA games, and I want them to be available to more people because there's so much awesomeness in them that's being held back by the problems. They're bloated. So Assassin's Creed, I used to be really into it. The first one was okay. The second one and the spin-offs were great. And then it just got more. It got more like an RPG, which is fine. But the hours it takes to complete the game went from 15, 20, 30, 40. Valhalla, I heard, is like 70 to have a decent completion ratio and feel like you've had the whole thing. And I don't have that type of attention span. I don't have that type of interest. Microtransactions, other hooks to keep you playing and paying and keep that thing front of mind because the costs are high, because they have a lot riding on these, they're making less games. They need to put every hook in there. More importantly, the teams that make these games, they're built up and they're shut down and they're moved to contract because these things take a lot of time to ramp up. And unless you're Ubisoft, where you can go boom, 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 it's tough on the people making the games, on the developing new talent. It's really tough, and people do it for the love of the game, and they shouldn't have to. They should be compensated fairly and treated fairly by an employer. And then the crunch to get these games out the door. Because there's so much riding on them, they're going to drive you into the ground to make that summer, fall release date, make it by the fiscal quarter, and then there's a good chance you're getting laid off after it, after you fix the bugs. So I got some ideas on how to fix it. I'm going to share them with you. The main thing is change the way we release games and the way that we pay for games. Right now, it's day one MSRP, which is now I think 70, and then you have like normal editions and special editions up to like $40 over, and then you have like some $300 collector's edition with a bunch of junk. Which, if you're gonna buy that, whatever. Don't change that thing, I guess. Big launch, big advertising push. Month two, they can't maintain that type of price point after the people that buy it want it and got it. So they usually go 20, 25 off. So a game that was retail priced at 70 is down to 50. That's usually when I buy. And then month 2 through 6, they have DLC for those that don't get premium, and it's a little bit, the price goes down to about $30, $20. And then the price is going to keep getting cut until it hits $10 or $15, and then there's a sequel. Then that thing goes like a free with Sony PlayStation Plus or Xbox Gold. And that's kind of how it is. It's just a big, big build up crescendo. Get as many of those orders in as you can, even though we're not pushing pre orders. And then it drops, and you use DLC to prop it up, but it just drops. You wean off your existing user base. So, my main proposal is we'll just say Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Slim. It would take that main Assassin's Creed game, Valhalla, that 70-hour epic, that has all the bloat that some people just want, and some people just, it's making them stay away from the game like me. It would force that down to a possibly linear 10 to 15 hour experience. All the best story beats, everything else. The best gameplay. It's a greatest hits version of that game. And the extra stuff is gone. Side missions, unless they really help the main story, gone. And you're going to sell that thing for $40. And you're going to start selling that thing instead of dropping the price of the main game. So that would be another thing on shelves, or most likely another thing on digital. And it would take up that $40 price point. And once you have it, you could upgrade it for another $20 to the full thing. If you're having a great time, it'll keep your story progress. Blow it out. I love this. I want to live in Cyberpunk. $20 more, boom, blow it out. You get the same amount of money. So at best, you're getting the same amount of money. At worst, you're taking away people that would buy the full game. So it sounds like a bad move. But it would bring in new players. But in this case, like, that is a barrier to entry. And I have a ton of games on my shelf that I started, got super hyped with, maybe put 5 to 10 hours in, and then just got bogged down. Nothing the game was doing aside from being too much. So this cut down version, there might be some story adjustments to make things make more sense. Not voiceover, but like some story adjustments to really knock it out. Junior staff, or people that aren't quite ready to lead their next Assassin's Creed, they would take lead on that re-edit. Since the main stuff is done, and that bigger team, your main game designers, they're going to go on to the next game or the DLC or whatever your next plan is. And what this is going to do, it's going to continue conversation on the game. 1 to 2 months later, you have this weird version, especially when it first comes out. People are going to be like, what is this? Why didn't I buy this up front? Or what is this? Why are you pushing this cheap thing on people? And it's going to allow the conversation to continue on the game. It's going to allow different price points and levels of commitment to join. And if you're looking to sell this game in places where the money doesn't quite line up with the US or Canada, like Russia, this is an option. It gives them another option aside from piracy to get the game and to finish it. So what this would change the scope of things. So instead of reducing your price to $40 after month 1 or 2, let's push it down to month 9. Retain that $70, $60 price point. Just hold it. And instead of using the sales to boost, you would use this new version. At month 9, drop the full version price down to $40, linear version down to $20 or $15, and then also use it as a pack-in or pre-order bonus for the next sequel, for the next thing you got coming out. So if you got a Watch Dogs coming out, free linear version of Assassin's Creed Valhalla if you pre-order the next Watch Dogs. So that might get them out of the franchise, and since they're not putting 70 hours in this game, and then the next one comes out and they got to put another 70 hours in it, they might be more open to buying things up the chain. So month 12 to 18 post-release, you're going to take out the cutscenes. You're going to hire some film guys. You're going to get a hold of some of the super high-quality assets that you couldn't use, the original scans. You're going to make a movie out of that linear version with better editing, movie-style presentation, maybe some remixed music, and you're going to sell that, or maybe if you have to, give that to a streaming service for revenue and promotion of a sequel. Typically, your games, the goal is the game every 2 years. It sometimes stretches to 3 or 4, which is fine. I'm not telling to change that. Different video. But this thing can get, so Assassin's Creed comes out 2020. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the streaming exclusive movie, comes out 2021 and a half. Assassin's Creed Valhalla 2, whatever the next one is, comes out 2023. So you don't have that 3-year wait. You don't have to ramp back up the marketing machine because you have something out there. And YouTube is doing this already. Get that stuff taken down. If they don't have commentary, just strip it down. Take their crap down where it's all like 10 hours of cutscenes. Nobody wants that. And just make the meat and potatoes thing. And you might say you're taking the guts out of this artistic work, and you are. But what you're doing is you're expanding the base of people. And maybe you adjust this if people just stop buying the original and start going with the lean. Maybe that means you need to change what you're focusing your investment time on. So month 24 to 36, your sequel to Assassin's Creed or whatever is ready. Your engaged publishing team is able to grow and sustain naturally due to these side projects. The lean version, the streaming movie. There is enough streaming services that are so desperate for content that would totally take it. This would not be much cheaper or cheap looking than these animes that Netflix is putting out. And you might be able to attract better voice talent because they know there's going to be a long chain with this. And this would work. I literally can visualize it for anything Ubisoft puts out, anything Grand Theft Auto puts out, all that stuff. You can strip these down linearly, even if you have to put some fake walls. Like if you go too far out of this area, just you restart the mission, lock it down, sell it for a cheaper price. The people that are outraged at this, they can buy the original game if they want. And it might reduce the amount of bloat you're putting in the game just to make it fix the value proposition, just to keep them from buying the next thing from another company. Instead of trying to dominate your current audience and their share of game time and wallet, you would expand the availability of the game to new members and hopefully have them work their way up the investment chain. So instead of me who plays every fifth Call of Duty, I can spare 2 hours on a Call of Duty game. Give me that 2-hour Call of Duty, maybe a year and a half after it's released for $8 with no multiplayer. Shoot, I'm in it. I feel like I've had a full story. I feel like I've crossed something off my list. And the people that are super Call of Duty invested, they can still have their thing. You just get more money and more people that are turning from people that are aware of it to people that are casual fans. And some of those casual fans are going to turn into the people that are playing it every single day. So that is my idea on how to fix AAA gaming. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try to do more video game videos, and let me know what you think.